Well, good morning and happy 4th of July to everybody. This is Sean for the Guy Who Sews, and I brought along my friend Donnell from Donnell Stitchery. I'm so glad she was able to join me. This was kind of a last minute thing, just like last night's live was. And we figured, since we're both off, why not, get into the sewing room, not bright and early, have some fun and have a chat with all our quilty friends. So anyone that doesn't know Donnell, you're missing out. You need to go check out her channel, but let's have her introduce herself just so you get to know who she is.
So, as you heard, I'm Donnell with Donnell Stitchery, and on my channel, I do a lot of different things. I do making quilts. I show you how to do certain blocks if you ask, or whatever it is that you ask me to show you how to do. I do my best at that. Not always successful, but I try. And then I also make a bunch of little crafts, like how I'll be making today, some scrunchy keychains.
That'd be a lot of fun. And I have never made a scrunchie. I did see like a pattern for it on one of the cotton cuts cards with the block of the month that they do once, and I was like, I've never made it, so it'd be interesting to see how you do that as well. But let's see who is here with us in the chat. We had quite a few people hop on this morning, bright and early. Looks like my friend Mike from New York Beauty is here, and I think we have his link in the chat. Night, but we'll
Hey,
have to
big
take a look.
brother.
I know it's like a big family. Like he has a YouTube wife, which is Michelle, which I think is hilarious. And then like you have a YouTube mama, a YouTube aunt.
I got
Um,
I got two YouTube mamas. I got Mama Jean and Mama Debbie. And then I have everybody in the quilt facts and my group that is not Mama Jean or Mama Debbie is my aunties. Mike is my big brother, not real life, but my YouTube big brother.
yep. Yeah, we all have fun here. Okay, my friend Catherine says hi, Sean and Donnell, just in case I don't make it to 10 p.m. to watch you live, still unwell. I know she's not been feeling well. She's been in the hospital for a while. I don't know if
Aw.
she's home, but she's one of my friends from Tasmania, which is a place in Australia I'd love to visit someday. I haven't quite made it down to the Apple Isle just yet. Let's see who else is here with us. Guess who? Nancy is here as well. Michelle, we talked about. She is here as well, and she has her own fun channel. I think it's exclamation point Michelle. We'll slap it in and see what happens. And then they've inspired a question we're going to ask later on as well, which I think is really fun. Good morning, Melissa. So quilty of Melissa. She has a fun channel as well. It is, we're talking about late in Australia. It is bright and early in Hawaii where she is. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. You
I
late
know
bird.
she is
Aren't you supposed to be
dedicated, right?
sleeping?
Yeah, and we'll have her. We've made arrangements to have her on at some point, but we're probably going to do an evening live with her just to make it a little bit, well, be afternoon for her because she's 6 hours behind us. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to have Melissa on. I think it's later this month. I'll have to back and check my calendar on that. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got live scheduled this month, next month. I've already got some in September. Yeah, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that a lot of you
I know, and
that
I gotta try to get you scheduled in on my channel too.
we got to talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because I'm a slacker. Like I really am terrible about saying yes to everybody else because I get invited all the time. Most people invite me on a Friday night or a Thursday night or something like that, and I am horrible.
Everybody always wants me on a work day. I'm like, I can't do work
Nah,
days. That's
I'm
too hard.
well. I am mentally drained at the end of my work day. Like my job is not physically taxing. I sit in an office or right here when I work from home. But having to deal with customs release issues and government agencies and just trying to figure out what the problem is and how to solve it because every problem you get is always just that little bit unique. I'm
Oh,
mentally drained.
definitely.
I'm mentally drained at the end of the day. So yeah, trying to go live at the end of the day is just not for me
Yeah,
now.
I found out the hard way that if I try to do an evening live, I'm like, I'm kind of brain dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I was last night. I mean, I went back and watched it and it wasn't terrible. And I was like, oh,
You
geez,
did
I
better
am.
than what I would have. There's been times where it's like I was like so brain dead and rambling.
Well, I did have a list of questions in front of me and I was kind of rolling down the list. Like I had an outline all printed out. If I didn't have that, I would have been host. Absolutely. It was so fun having Amber. If you don't know what we're talking about, that was our big reveal video for which colorway we're doing for cotton cuts because Amber picked mine and I picked hers. And if you haven't, you don't know which one I have yet, go watch that video. It's a lot of fun. Let's see who else is here with us. Let's see.
Sorry.
My mate Russ says, "Good morning, Sean and Donnell. Happy Treason Day." And it was funny you mentioned that because I went to walk to get my wife's car from the mechanics yesterday, and there was this 1 yard I walked past not far from the house, and it had a bunch of British flags. I was like, "That's a fun, yeah." Are they trying to give us a message here on July 4th? Like, I'm too shy to go up and ask, but I just want, yeah, there was
Yeah,
those
I
little
would be
flags that were like
scared
just,
that because you never know, especially nowadays, you don't know who you're going to be approaching.
yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of the current monarch either, so it's not like I'm gonna go, hey, do you like Chuck? So we won't go into that. Michelle's Crafts and More says it's they're talking about this cookie. Apparently it's made using wild turkey 101 or coconut rum. I need to swing by her house and grab some of those later on. Okay, let's see who else we missing. Good morning, Joyty. It's good to see you. And I know I'm throwing everybody off because we're here on a Thursday, not a Saturday. It was sad yesterday. My boss said, "Hey, Friday morning we're doing this," and I'm like, "Today's not Friday." Like, because we're off today. I have a life today, and so I thought today was Saturday. So kind of, yeah, it was really sad that I have to go to work tomorrow, but that's okay. Good morning, Barb. It's good to see you. She's up bright and early because she's over there in the West Coast as well. Good morning to Lisa, and so with Debbie. Everybody's here. Like, it's so fantastic to see everybody. I know I've missed people. Deb Esther, Pug Mum Quilter, Charlotte is here with us. Lily S is here as well. And I saw someone from Bermuda. I can't remember who it is now.
Yeah, I didn't catch that person.
Oh, that Diana Cordy. Good morning to you as well. Okay, so I think we are good to go. I think good morning, Amy. Amy's one of my best buddies. She's the one that introduced me to all the Art East goodness. So Deb Contour, I probably butchered her name, but good morning to her as well. Mike is spoiled by everyone, is what Joyty's telling us. Okay. Brenda's apparently avoiding quilt math on the borders. Yeah, that's always a fun thing too. I just do little squares, little triangles, and just hope it matches up, and it usually does. Okay, Annette is here. Let the trivia begin. Okay, I did not bring any trivia today, but we should have. She was
No,
fan.
no, making my brain work at this early, dude.
I figured as much. Yeah, we had so much fun last week doing the trivia with Russ, and Annette was absolutely fantastic. Apparently, she's a world traveler, and heard a lot of these terms. Like, I was impressed. Like, if her and I went head to head, she might have won. Like, she does say that she can't stay long. I'm going to go into town and prepare my 4th of July Royal Court ready for the crowning and parade. That sounds like fun. So, yeah, let us know in the comments if you're watching the replay or in the chat if you have any fun July 4th plans for today. Today, this is my big event, really. We'll have our in-laws over later on. We'll have a cookout and that sort of thing there. But I don't plan on going anywhere. Let me know what you guys are doing in the chat. Anyway, so what are you working on today? I think you told me once already, but I've already forgotten.
So I am making a combination of like 12 different scrunchy keychains. I got two turquoise ones and two that are, or 10 that are Ohio State. And I'm making two normal hair scrunchies in Ohio State.
Oh, very nice. Isn't it dangerous to have a higher state fabric in Michigan?
Probably I had to order it off of Etsy.
I was going to say, I don't think you'd walk into your local Joann's or local quilt shop and find the
No,
Ohio
and there's
state.
a funny story with that. I actually checked online because I'm like, okay, I highly doubt my Joann's is going to have it, but I'm still going to look just to be on the safe side because if I can drive 10 minutes to go get it, I will. So I checked online. According to my Joann's app, my store had like 2 yards. I'm like, perfect. So I drove there after work to get it and I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm like, what the poo? So went up to one of the workers. I'm like, hey, according to your app, you have this, but I can't find it. They're like, well, we don't know why our app would say that or why would we carry that? Because we only carry Michigan team fabrics. I'm like, well, according to your app, you do.
Yeah, I get very funny of it. If they only say like there's only two or three or something like that, I go into it thinking, okay, yeah. Because when you I was going to say stock take. I'm using my Australian terms. When you do inventory, like stuff walks. Sometimes it isn't quite what it is. They may ship you 10 yards when you think you're getting a 12. So yeah, when you get down to those last couple, yeah, you kind of have to go into it thinking, okay, it may be there, it may not. And then again, maybe some disgruntled Michigan fan hit it. You never know.
We would
Okay.
never be disgruntled. Never.
Yeah, so for anybody that is outside of the US and doesn't have any idea what we're talking about, Ohio State is one of the big universities in the country, and they have a really, really good sports program, primarily in football, I think, but I think they have a decent like basketball. I don't know. Anyway, I know them for football, and then their big rival is Michigan. So, and that's where Donnell lives. So that's why I was like very surprised that they said they had it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she even checked on their in their inventory thing and it said that they had it.
Yeah.
She's like, this has got to be an error on corporate's end. So
And they could have put it on
because
the
and I
wrong
went through
truck
the
too.
entire store looking just to be on safe side.
Yeah.
But I wound up finding it on Etsy. So
Yeah. Etsy's always a good place to find stuff like that. So
oh
um
definitely.
Brenda says she'll take some Kentucky Wildcat scrunchies. Well, I think you
Anybody
do.
ever wants to order anything, all you gotta do is try and email me.
I was gonna say, yeah, she'll sell them to you if you want them. So
Yep,
um
and I did not do expensive. So
no, she's very reasonable. I mean, I've seen stuff here and there, and it is very reasonably priced. So that is good as well. Okay, Janine says, "G'day, Sean and Donnell." Brenda says it's like Target. Anything I search for, Target comes up, but they do not have it. That that for me is Walmart. If I go to Walmart looking for five things, then I'm going to have to go to three different stores for at least two of them. So um, yeah, that's why I like online stuff for a lot of things because it's always frustrating when you want to buy five things and you can't get them all at the first store. Isn't that what a super center's for? Anyway, we're here to talk about positive things. We're not going to dwell too much on the what's not at the store because they'll just drive you nuts. So
Mike is so funny. He
yeah,
goes,
is there a
he goes to know. I hear there's a sale coming. Yes, I have a big sale on my channel this Saturday where I am selling not only things that I make, but also selling bundles of scrap fabric, pre-cuts. So I'm gonna
there you
have
go.
5-inch squares and 2.5-inch squares of all my scrap fabric that I've been cutting up lately to sell in bundles.
Very nice. I think they call what the 2.5 inch ones now mini charms. I still want to call them
Yep,
donut holes.
I still call them 2.5-inch squares.
Okay. Yeah, I call them donut holes because everything else has like a baked goods, that sort of thing there. And I was like, what is small like that? And I'm like, Munchkins or if you're in Canada, Timbits from Tim Hortons and that sort of thing there. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go with donut holes, and that way I'm not going against any registered trademarks. Good evening to Miss Pam. It is good to see you.
Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Lisa's talking to Melissa from Hawaii and says it's nice that they, another quilter from her home state. So that is awesome. That might be a good collab, having Melissa and Lisa get together and do something together on their channels.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be so fun.
Yeah, that would. Okay, so we're making progress on this. Okay, let's see. And it's just sits by itself. Okay. Oh, I'm trying really, really hard not to let my very, very bestest friend. And so far, we are doing
Don't
all right.
don't say his name. Don't do it,
I'm not
Sean.
I'm not going to say his name. I just said my very, very bestest friend. He's been working overtime this week, so it's about time he took a nap. Like I told him if he's really good, maybe he'll get July 4th off. I made him no promises. Okay. Okay, my friend Catherine is back. It's good to see you. And Laurie Colgan, g'day, Sean, and good morning, Donnell. Happy 4th. It's good to see you as well. Coffee is what KD is saying. Yes, we need coffee. It's one of the reasons the live was a minute late because I had to run and re-top off my coffee because, yeah, it's, yeah.
And because my dogs decided they try and wanted to start barking at the last minute.
Yeah, well, she ran off, and I'm like, okay, well, she ran off. I'm going to grab another cup of coffee. So, and then I realized I didn't connect it to YouTube, and yeah, it was just a mess. Anyway, we made it work. So, all right.
We always do.
All right, Teresa West says good morning to everybody. It's good to see her as well. Okay, so let's talk about like now that summer's kicked in, let's talk about we'll start with July 4th, which is the big holiday here in the US. If you were in Canada, you had Canada Day back on Monday because it's July 1st for you guys. And then the Australian equivalent would be Australia Day, which is back on January 26th. Because if you had a summer holiday right now, you'd be very, very cold because it's the middle of winter. Have you ever done anything fun for July 4th? Have you gone like to a destination or gone to a big festival or big event on July 4th, Donnell?
Um, my family usually does like the camping thing on 4th of July. The last few years we've not been going camping, obviously because it was COVID going on for several years. And now it's just to the point where it's like instead of doing like the big cookouts or anything like that, we try and like to go bicycle riding in the neighborhood on 4th of July, right around the time where everybody's setting off fireworks and watch everybody's fireworks get set off on our bicycle rides.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, we usually don't go out, especially because especially Copper is not a fan of loud noises and that sort of thing there. So
Yeah, Loki is became quite deaf, my little Yorkie that's 15 years old. So he used to be the one that would have all the issues with fireworks. So since he's deaf now, it doesn't even phase him. He just lays there and sleeps the whole time.
yeah, that's kind of how Copper is because he's getting a little older, and it's not affecting him as much. But you remember like 2020, especially, it was really rough on him. Like he was absolutely frightened. So I'm glad that's not as bad. The big one we went to, I think it was back in 2000, was it 2005? Yeah, it must have been 2005. We went up to Washington, D.C. for July 4th. And we're there with about 100,000 people there on the National Mall and watched the fireworks show and everything else. And that was a lot of fun to see. But that's definitely one of those things I would do once and not again. Simply because there's way too many people there for my likings. My group's preferred group, in-person group size preference is 4 or less. Okay, so if Debbie says we watched July 4 fireworks from our local beach in Canada, that'd be fun. Like if you lived on the border, you'd be able to watch two different sets of fireworks in one week because you'd be able to watch the Canada. I'm assuming Canada has Canada Day fireworks. Yeah, on the first, and then come back 3 days later and do it again for July 4th. I hadn't thought about that. Okay, Catherine is asking if I do any hand quilting. The answer to that question is not yet. I am very interested in learning, and I do. Actually, I did actually successfully hand stitch a label, Donnell's label, actually, that she made for me very kindly, onto the back of a quilt. And so far, apparently, it has not come off. I told my co-worker, I said, if it comes off, let me know and I'll restitch it. I said, it's my first time hand stitching, so do not be frightened to tell me it came off because I'm a little worried if it's going to stick.
Oh, you really trying to test the waters and everything, seeing how you've never done hand stitching before, and it's the first one you do is for a gift.
Well, I can normally, fold it over and do like I think it's like a blanket. I forget what it's called, a certain stitch, and actually do it by machine. I've gotten pretty good at that, but I just could not get it because I guess because it was the angle or whatever, I couldn't get it right. And I'm like, dang, and I've already stitched two of the sides. So it's one of them triangular labels. And I'd already stitched down two sides on the binding, so it wasn't like I could just pull it up and that sort of thing there. And I'm like, okay, well, Sean, you got to learn how to hand stitch here, and you just got to hope for the best, So there you
It's
go.
not that hard. It's just time consuming because you gotta remember to make sure you get all the stitches close enough and everything where it gives it the good support.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she'll call me in 6 months saying, hey, it fell off, and that's okay. Like the fact that it's made it 3 or 4 weeks, I'm more than impressed with. So, but no, seriously, all kidding aside, I would like to learn how to hand stitch. I do need to do it sooner rather than later because the quilt show in Virginia does require you to hand stitch the back of the mighty corners. And apparently gluing them down like we tried last year doesn't is not a good substitute. Okay, Jane, good evening to you. She says Thursday didn't know. Yes, we are doing a Thursday live this week because I will not be here Saturday morning. We have a family event. So we are all off here in the US. So we figured why not have our Saturday morning live on Thursday?
Well, that was a bad idea.
What's that?
I put my elastic inside. I stitched it down on one end like I needed to do, but I forgot to hook anything onto the other end to help pull it down to the other opening.
Whoops.
So now it's just dangling in there. I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out how to get this fabric down far enough where I can be able to get to it.
Hey, we'll work it out. Okay, good morning, Susan Munger. It's good to see you as well. She says, good morning, Sean Nadal and Donnell. I can't talk today. What's wrong with me? I
Hello,
should have slept.
hello.
Probably should have slept in. But I wanted to hang out with everybody here. So here we are. She also says, happy birthday, America. And let's see. Brenda says, I, for one, are happy you're here this morning. Yeah, it's always fun, like during the holidays where we can, is to hop on. And I also check to make sure that my other buddies weren't doing the same thing. So I was like, I don't want to, if someone else has already done it, scheduled it first, I'm not going to intrude on them. So, hmm. All right, Deb. So what Debbie says, Sean, make postcards of hand quilting as practice. That is an excellent idea. I might just have to do
Definitely.
that.
And postcards
Brenda's,
could be as scrappy as you want, so no rhyme or reason.
oh, for sure. And actually, that's something else I could enter into the fair. And they don't get a lot of entries in. So that is actually a really, really good idea. And I may just have to do that. I
Yay,
really,
I
really,
got it.
I got excellent. Good job. Okay, Patricia Buckles says, new to my site, Sean, hello, sweet girl. So I'm assuming you know Miss Patricia.
Hi, Auntie Patricia.
Okay. Well, welcome to Patricia, anyone else that's new, and also welcome to anyone that's been here more than once, because we love everybody here, whether you've been here one time or 100 or even more. I don't know. How many times
Yes, and all quilters, with the exception of Mike, Mama Jean, and Mama Debbie, are all my aunties and uncles.
Yes. Okay. Lots of chain stitching today. Yeah, so these are actually going to turn into little tornado blocks, and it's part of the one of the mini borders or outer borders for the Wizard of Oz. I actually have finished the Wing Monkey, so all the main blocks are done, and then I realized the other day that I still haven't done the heart blocks or these tornado blocks. So once I do that, cut some sashing and that sort of thing there, we'll be ready to assemble this quilt. It'll actually finally
Ooh,
be
awesome
done.
sauce. I cannot wait to see how that turns out.
Oh, it's going to turn out amazing. I did see someone, it was in one of the vendor booths at QuiltCon, someone had made one out of, I think it was it Riley Blake? One of those companies had made that with their fabric, so it looks a little different because I use Kona solids, and they didn't do the borders, the fancy borders either. But it was nice to see it in person. I've seen pictures of them in quilt shows and that sort of thing there, but I've never actually seen them in person. So that was a lot of fun to see as well. Okay, so I did want to pull up some. Okay, I'm going to draw inspiration from my friend Michelle and Mike, who are asked talking about what they wanted for on their hot dogs. So let me know in the chat or the comments, how do you take your burgers and hot dogs? So like if someone's cooking out for you today and they said, how do you want your burger? Do you want it with cheese? Do you want lettuce, tomato, relish, mustard? anything else like that, let us know. What about you, Donnell? How do you like your hamburgers and hot dogs?
So my hot dogs, I like pickles. Let's see. My hot dogs, I do um ketchup, mustard, and relish.
Okay.
And then my hamburgers, I'm crazy. I know it, but I love Swiss cheese with sauteed mushrooms.
Very good. Okay. Sorry, I was also reading.
I gotta be the difficult one for the hamburger. So,
Oh no, you're not difficult. I mean, you just wait till I get going. Um,
oh
yeah. So
no, here comes the Aussie version.
oh yeah. See, you already know. They probably don't
Hey,
like seeing me.
Mona. Ooh, that
Uh,
sounds good, Lisa. She said mustard and kraut.
yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it with kraut, but I would be. Hang on.
That
On kraut.
sounds like
Okay, and
that would
then
be
Mike.
amazing.
All right, then Mike is saying here burger with yes, please, hot dog, sauerkraut, ketchup, and yellow mustard. Yeah, so the kraut on the hot dog actually sounds like it's something that a lot of, yeah, at least two people here enjoy. I would be willing to try that. I
Yeah,
don't.
kraut on a hot dog is very popular.
Okay, so let's talk about kraut for a minute, sauerkraut. Um, it's we discovered this the other week when Simon's parents came to town. They took us to a traditional Slavic restaurant that was in downtown Norfolk, which is not far from here. And they served sauerkraut as one of their main side dishes, with most of their meals. And I enjoy sauerkraut like on a Reuben sandwich or anything else like that. But the sauerkraut that they serve there, like a European type sauerkraut, is totally different to what you guys here are used to in the United States as a general rule.
Really?
Oh, very, very different. It's more sweet. It's not as acidic. It's not as vinegary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. So, yeah, if you ever get a chance to try like traditional European or traditional Slavic sauerkraut, even if you're not a fan of sauerkraut, give it a go. Try a little bit and just see, because you may just end up liking it. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else everybody else is saying here real quick. All right, I do not want to put an ad in right now. Okay, so quality of Melissa says ketchup. I'm pretty boring, but that's okay. My wife's like of that sort of thing. There, yeah, the burger people love my wife because it's like I just want some ketchup and some cheese and some bacon, and that's it. Um, and that's when I went to Chick-fil-A. I love the people that wanted a plain. Like I want a plain sandwich. A plain chicken sandwich. Oh, no problem. Here you go. Chicken bun in a bag out the door it goes. It never bothered me. Like made my life easier. Yeah, so for the ones that want it plain or very simple and you think you're being difficult or you're making the workers' lives harder, you're not. And then if you want everything that's not making anybody's life difficult, you just go, and you're done as well. Okay. I know I'm missing stuff here. Okay, so yeah, apparently, Mike, you just give them everything that you can throw on a burger. Um, Hevis from the Debt-Free Quilter says cheese, bacon, and ketchup don't come for me. So with Debbie says everything except onions, mushrooms on burgers. And then we already talked about Melissa. Okay, Michelle says hot dogs with cheese, mustard, ketchup, onion, and chili. Yeah, we used to put shredded cheese on our hot dogs as well. And there's a place called Wendy's in Australia, which is actually an ice cream and hot dog shop, not what you guys used to here in the US. And their hot dog buns were actually like it was a full bun. It was almost like a hoagie roll, and they drilled a hole into the side of it all the way through, and then they inserted the hot dog and all your fillings inside. And it was kind of neat because all the stuff didn't fall out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was fun. Let's see. Michelle says burger with no, we didn't talk about this one. Burger with cheese, mustard, mayo, ketchup, onion, pickles, lettuce, and chili. That's almost like the McDonald's thing where it was like what on a sesame seed bun. I don't know if that was an ad here in the US as well. Of
Yep,
course,
the
just in
Big
Australia.
Mac.
Yeah, the big. Okay, so you did have that here. Okay. Uh, Mike says sauerkraut is a must. Guess who? Nancy says hot dog, cheese, mustard, and relish. Joy T says hot dog, mustard, chili, onions, and hot sauce. You can keep the hot sauce to yourself. I don't do well spicy.
I don't
Um,
either. My husband and son love it. And when they make their bowls of chili for for like football season, then they had to make two pots, one for them and one for me, because I am like complete anti, like black pepper can be too much for me.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not that I don't like spicy food. There are some spicy foods that are fantastic, but my poor digestive system is not a fan. Um, so we'll
I
just
love
leave it
the
at,
smoky flavor,
yeah,
but I don't like I don't like the heat.
yeah. We just, with most of the exchange students we've had come here like spicy food. So we just, when we go out, they can order spicy food, but when they're here with us, they usually have to stick with us, our unspicy food. Okay, so Barbara Kinley says that peanut butter is delicious on a hot dog. That is not one I've heard before.
I got two of them done.
Oh, very nice. I'm still ironing my stuff here and talking, so you're not going to see too much. Okay, so Lisa says that German kraut is a good side with knockwurst. That's probably the same or similar to what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, so definitely. Let's see. Annette says she has to go. She'll catch the rest later. Hot dogs and beans is what Mona says. Mike says we screw up a lot of food here. Well, yeah, we could spend a whole day talking about that, but it's just, you eat what you like. I'm not gonna, we're not here to judge you. It's just, we do different things here as well. Okay, Joyce says favorite hot dog is New Jersey, New York City Italian hot dog with onions, peppers, potatoes on a special roll. Let's
Hey,
see.
Catherine, I am making scrunchy keychains. So let me grab one and I can show you.
Oh yeah, they're talking about Nathan's hot dogs. Isn't today the day where they had that hot dog eating contest up on Coney Island?
I have no idea.
I
But
heard
this
they
is
once
what this is a scrunchy keychain.
it's got baseballs on it.
Yeah, this one has spaceballs on it. So
That's
you put
fun.
your keys on the keychain portion. You got the scrunchy portion that can go around your wrist. And that way there you got your house key close by for if you're going out for like a walk or something. You don't have to have it in your pockets. Keep it in your hand, nothing like that. You can be able to keep a little house key on here. Or I've had people tell me that they use them for holding for like a short leash for their little dogs and everything whenever they're going somewhere and they want them to stay close by. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so Heather has a good idea here for me. She says that's why you keep a variety of spicy stuff around and they can spice up their plate themselves. That's a really good idea. I hadn't thought of that. So we'll have to look into that. We'll have to see what the girls like when they get here as well. So okay, so people are telling me that the hot dog eating competition is today. It's at noon. So Mike says never miss it. It's so fun and gross at the same time. So I competed in a donut eating competition in my hometown when I was a kid and actually got through the finals. So that's my claim to fame with competitive eating. Let's see. I did have a question I wanted to answer. I think it was Catherine. She said, have I thought about having lower joining fees, especially for us Aussies. I'm interested in supporting it. Okay, so she's talking about the membership. It's currently, and this is totally optional. I never want to pressure anyone into this. But if you did want to support the channel financially, you can join as a member. And the current price is $1.99 US, which is about $3 and some change Australian. There are other ways to contribute financially if you want, and that is either through PayPal, which I think I have a link for that in the chat. Let's see if it works. There we go. I just threw it in there. And that way, if you wanted to contribute something, and again, I don't ever want anyone to feel I have to. Like my content is free. I want it to keep it free. Now, if I lose my job tomorrow, things might change. But at this point, it's totally optional. But that is an option there. And I mean, you could donate whatever give whatever you wanted as well. So that is another option there for you, for Catherine or anyone else as well. So, all right. So let's see. We've got this much done. I am making so much progress.
oh, you've been busy.
Well, I get distracted easily.
But then
Okay,
plus you also been reading the chat too, so.
I have, and that's fine. That's what you do as a host. You host.
Oh,
So
definitely.
well, I always bring on about 5 times as much as I think I'm going to actually do. So because I don't
Yeah,
want to get.
you try and do this because you want people to talk to and everything that shares the same interests and learn some stuff sometimes too.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely feel like I'm here to entertain. Well, I hope I'm here to entertain. I mean, people keep showing up, so I must be doing something right. And we get a lot of replay viewers too to watch afterwards, and the folks that come and watch the replay don't have the advantage of being able to participate in the live chat. And um, so,
Thank you,
you want to,
Catherine. She said that that sounds awesome what I'm making, and she also subscribed to my channel.
oh, excellent. Okay, Mike says you haven't lived until you've had Nathan spit on you at the hot dog eating contest near the shower afterwards. Yeah, I'll just watch it on TV. You can have all the fun there that you want. I don't want
Yeah.
people. Oh, he
Uh,
says,
I'll I'll pass.
okay, so Joey Chestnut eats 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes and holds the records. Makes my stomach churn just thinking about it, is what Katie Kraft says. Is that including the buns?
Say what?
For a hot dog eating contest, 76 is the record in 10 minutes. Like, how can you down 76 hot dogs? And I'm assuming including the
Blech.
buns.
Yuck.
It's like,
That's right.
I'm just thinking like those little packages of 8, you'd have to have what? Nine of nine of those 10,
No,
almost 10, 8.
10.
Yeah, nine and a half.
Yeah, because 9 would be 72.
Yeah. So nine and a half, and that plus the buns. Like, you have to sit there and think you got to go find 10 packages of buns and down
Oh my God.
those
And
is
what just all I can think about is what are you doing to your digestive system?
I mean, more power to you. Like, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought downing 3 cinnamon donuts in 2 minutes or whatever it was doing well. So yeah, apparently I'm a lightweight, and
That one I would much rather enjoy.
yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think
For me, I just don't like hot dogs all that much. So,
yeah, the donut one was fun because I mean I think the prize was like $75, and that was back in the late 80s, early 90s. So that was a lot of money back in those days. And I was looking forward to winning that, but one of the other kids won that's was far more qualified than I was. I just entered it just for kicks and giggles, just to see how far I get, and I was actually surprised I made it to the finals. So, um, Mona says that's too many dogs for me. Yes, absolutely. Here we go. Mike's found one for you. The cannoli eating contest at San Gennaro. I'm probably butchering that name. It sounds Italian. I wish Lorenzo was here. Well, he'd still be asleep, so he'd be no help. Um, Here we go. Katie Grass says, I don't think I've eaten 76 hot dogs total. I think I've eaten 76 hot dogs in my life, but not all at once, not even close.
hi, sweet granny says Saturday. Wow, Donnell, what are you making? Good morning, all. I am making scrunchy keychains,
And
and I
I
think I
am
already put the
working,
other one back.
yeah, and I'm working on my, what are they called? Tornado blocks, the mini blocks for the outer edge of my Wizard of Oz quilt that I am finished with all the main blocks, which is really, really cool. You'll get to see that on Sunday's podcast, which is
Oh
not
no,
tomorrow.
Jordy, I could not do that. I can't do soggy bread. Mm-mm. She said
Yeah,
they dip
Patricia,
the dogs with the bread in water. I cannot do soggy bread. Soggy bread would make me, nope. Mm-mm.
yeah, but when you're trying to down, 8 a minute, you need all the lubrication and help that that you need. You're not there to experience fine dining, like,
Oh no, definitely not and everything. But still, I mean, texture wise, I cannot do soggy bread. It just makes me
oh, me
nauseous.
either. I'm definitely with you. I'm definitely in that camp as well. So
I would never survive that contest.
no, me either. But as I said, Mike's found your cannoli eating one, so that might be one for you. And so that's something else you can think about today. If you enjoy hot dogs and you eat a bunch of them today, and someone says anything to you, just tell them you're training for the Nathan's hot dog run next year.
You're in training.
Yeah, you're in training. Yeah. You're training and trying to pre-qualify for next year. we go. All right. Okay, and people are talking about fireworks last night. I was very surprised in my neighborhood that there wasn't more fireworks. Usually they start practicing for that like on Canada Day. Maybe there's Canadians in my neighborhood somewhere that like to celebrate Canada Day.
Oh my
But yeah,
gosh. Mona says a hillbilly hot dog has 10 is a 10-pound hot dog.
good
Oh my
gravy.
word.
That is intense. Okay.
That's a
Patricia
lot.
says, yeah. Patricia says one hot dog and bun hurts me most day. Yeah, don't overeat. It's not good for you. Um, okay. I am getting distracted again, and that's not fun. Okay. So now but everybody wants biscotti, including me and cannolis, but I don't think we're having any cannolis today. Okay, Polly says, LL, my grandsons would love to eat 50 to 60 hot dogs a day. Okay, well then you can train them up for next year's competition. Maybe they have a junior section. I don't know. Mike can tell us about that. He'll know if there's a junior section since he goes all the time. Okay, yeah, and everyone's talking about how hot it's going to be. Yeah, let us know how hot it's going to be in your area of the world. I think it's supposed to be in the low 90s or about 34, 36 degrees Celsius.
Let's see.
Okay, Mike says he believes they do have a kids contest. I figured they probably did, but I didn't want to say yes and then be wrong, especially if we have someone that knows more than I do.
See, right now in Michigan, it says it's 74 and it's supposed to get to 88.
Okay, so a little bit cooler than it is here.
Yeah, we've actually been, for the most part, been fairly cool this year, seems like cooler than normal. We've had some like really hot days.
Yeah.
Not like Texas hot, but some really hot
Oh,
days. But for most part, we've had a lot of like 70s and 80s.
oh, nice. Yeah, our spring was very mild, but then like it decided um let's just get hot really, really quickly. So yeah, we've been hit with some pretty high temperatures here recently. So yeah, but it's summertime, so you expect that. Okay, well, so cool. If Melissa says it's storming outside, hopefully it'll clear as the sun comes up. Yeah, it just floors me that it's still like 2:45 in the morning there. So we've really got people from all over the world right now. Okay, Schlick Stitches says where I am, the high is going to be 18 degrees Celsius or 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I need to know where you are so I can come celebrate July 4th for you later on because that sounds like where I'd like to be today.
Yeah, for me, that would be sweatshirt and pair of shorts weather. And yes,
Oh, for
I do.
sure. Yeah.
And yes, I love wearing sweatshirts with shorts.
Good
I'm
morning,
weird.
Jamie from the Quilting Compound. It's good to see you. The Quilted Chicken Farm. I think that's my friend Rita. She says hello and happy 4th of July to everyone. It's good to see you as well. Michelle says, oh my gosh, Heidi, I love it when it gets to that point. It's 73 here and it's supposed to get up to 95. Okay, so that is awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to wherever it's 64 degrees. I think that sounds really, really good. Remember speaking, remember speaking to someone once at work, I think they were from Newfoundland, and they said, yeah, a hot day here in the summertime is about 21 degrees Celsius or 72. I was like, yeah, that'd be nice, but you can have your winters too.
Ah,
So,
72 is perfect weather.
oh, it is, yeah. But I'm also the crazy fool that runs around in the wintertime whenever it gets above 45, 50 degrees. I'm out in the t-shirt and shorts. So, um, it is what it is. Okay,
I've
Bob
done
says,
that, but only because I was going through my hot flashes.
oh, that wasn't my excuse. Yeah, I just, yeah, I prefer to wear, short sleeve clothes whenever I can. So, okay. Rita says we're melting in the south where I am. Bob says 52 now and 83 high in Western Washington. So that's in Washington State, not Washington, D.C. Mary says it's going to be 90 here today. Sunday is going to be 100. Mid 90s in Charlotte, North Carolina, 101 in Texas later today.
No, thank you.
So Yeah, no, it's a good day to stay inside and sew, is what we're hearing. So yeah, if you're in Australia or New Zealand or South Africa or I don't know where anyone
Anywhere
else
that's in the
watches.
90s or above.
Well, right now they're in winter time. So if you want to, yeah, this is a good time to go to Australia. You go in the winter time because it's not that cold, even though like my sister's freezing to death if it gets below 70. But yeah, you go in the
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever talk my husband and son into going to Australia with me because they're scared of all the animals that want to eat you.
go during the go to the US summer. There's not that. Yes, there's a lot of stuff down there that can kill you. I will not lie to you, but the chances of coming across those is so remote.
I keep
I've
telling them,
seen
I'm like, we just got to take Sean as the tour guide.
that's fine. I do require business class seats because I am tall and I need my room and my comfort. So yeah, so there we go. Mike says he would never travel to be cold. I actually did that for a while. I actually had like an 18-month summer. Like when I first started dating my wife, I came over here during the US summer. I went back home after that. I did enjoy the Australian summer, came back here the next summer. I didn't see winter for like 18 months. It was glorious. So, I totally get how the snowbirds do that. They go down to Florida and Arizona for the US winter and then go back up north wherever they come from. So if you
Yes.
can, yeah, if you can do that, go for it. Okay, Pam says
It's so funny because it wasn't until like probably a couple of years ago when I even tried and ever heard the term snowbirds and figured out what it was.
yeah,
Everybody's
no,
like talking about snowbirds at work. I'm like, what are snowbirds?
so you're always learning something new. Yeah, so snowbirds, for anyone that doesn't know, is like or the great gnome. I think they call them great nomads in Australia. Um, when they travel, in their caravans, campers, that sort of thing around the country. So there you go. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's very true. Southern GG says we have animals that want to eat you here in the US, bears, alligators, and bobcats. So yeah, I mean, you're not as safe here as you think you are. We just hear about them in Australia. But yeah, really, like I came across two venomous snakes in the 20 some years I lived in Australia. I've seen more here in the US. I've seen more at the local water park, to be honest. So, yeah, the snakes you don't have to worry about. The spiders, yeah, you just have to be careful when you open a door or a crate or something else like that. But you have to be careful here too. I think the only thing that's ever stung me or done anything weird is a wasp or a bee. And, that could happen here as well. So, yeah, maybe we should all take a trip to Australia. We'll just rent a plane. We'll all go down there and have a good time. I
I'm
am not
game.
fun.
I am totally
Okay,
game for that.
I will say that I cannot fund the trip. You'll have to pay your own way. So just before you all get excited and start trying to book it, my budget is not even close to that. So
You're not gonna pay for us all to go, Sean. What the poo?
I need like 70. No, I'd have to get like Mr. Beast subscription rates, like millions and millions and millions of people in that before we could even consider that. So be nice. I'd love to do it, but yeah, it's not likely to happen. Okay, let's see. All right, so Joanne's is open today.
Yep, I
Yeah, I think
seen that.
I'm not surprised. I figured like retail these days, I think the only days they really close is
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
because retail places are so money hungry anymore, it seems like.
yeah, that's just sad, but
I know it's like
well,
I wish that they would close more than that just because like no offense, I know people are probably gonna be upset with me when I say this, but I wish that places would close down at least on Sundays to go back to the traditional ways, giving everybody time to spend with their families.
that's one of the reasons I worked for Chick-fil-A for 4 years because I knew at least I get Sundays off.
Yeah.
And then who else is it? Hobby Lobby's
Yep.
closed on
Hobby
Sundays for
Lobby
this.
because they're a Christian
Yeah,
organization.
it's the same sort of thing. So, okay, Mona says she's never seen a snowbird. I'm sure you probably have, you just haven't realized it. So, well, actually, if you want to talk about snowbirds, another snowbird, I guess if you really want to, you could probably classify it as that as a Canadian goose. Yeah, because they fly south for the winter. They go down to Florida for the winter and then come back. So, um, you've seen a Canadian goose, you probably have seen what I would call a snowbird. You sit there and think about it. All right. So, Georgie says she needs to win the lottery to become a snowbird. Yeah, me too. You are not alone in that one, Nat. So, and apparently when I win the lottery, I'm taking everybody to Australia with me, so I'm still gonna be broke. Um,
Shh, Sean, just tape me. I won't tell
just
anybody.
take you. Okay. Yeah, well,
Yes.
it's gonna look a little. I think they're gonna notice when the two of us go missing for 3 weeks.
We'll just pre-record some videos.
Oh, yeah, we're doing research on the video. There we go. All right. So let's see. I had some other questions. Ah, there we go. So it's hot. We all enjoy ice cream. What is your go-to ice cream or dessert during the summer?
I got a
Now I'm
couple of
making
different ones, but I would probably have to say my very first one for a really big time chocolate sweet tooth area would be chocolate ice cream with chocolate syrup.
okay. Excellent. Yeah, let me know in the chat as well. I'd like to hear everybody else's answers. For me, it all depends on where I am in the world because there's a lot of Australian ice creams I would love to have, but they're not, something you can find here. But I do remember we were out walking the dogs last night, and the little ice cream truck went by, and I was like,
Uh,
if it had
my
soft serve, I would have flagged it down and bought some.
my favorite thing to get off the ice cream truck is those ice cream sandwiches that's made from the cookie, those big huge cookies with the ice cream in the middle.
Okay.
That's always been my favorite to get off of there. Either that or the traditional push pop.
Mm-hmm. They're always good too, and during a hot day. But yeah,
Yup.
I'm a huge fan of a soft serve ice cream because that's what the ice cream truck that we had in my hometown had, and it used to come by my house at like I sat there waiting for it every Sunday afternoon when it came by because it only came by once a week. And the first time I saw an ice cream truck here in this area, I ran across there and I went to get my soft serve cone, and they didn't have any. It was all prepackaged, and I was so disappointed. I was so sad. The man was like, they don't serve soft cone at the ice cream trucks here. And I was like, then why are we here? I'm here to get soft serve. Yeah, it's one of those experience. Yeah, I know that some places have like Mr. Softy and that sort of thing there. And if you're listening, Mr. Softy, and you want to come to my area, you will have at least one loyal customer.
Mona says
Mm.
she'll eat any kind of ice cream.
There you go. Yeah, let us know what your favorite flavor of ice cream is as well. Do you have a favorite flavor? Is it chocolate for you or something else?
Yeah, I also love cookie dough as
Oh,
well.
cookie dough is nice.
Yes. And anytime I go to an ice cream shop, I always get like a Blizzard or Frosty or whatever it is that is Oreo cookie.
Okay,
I just love cookies.
cookies are good.
I think it's the cookie part that I just love so much. Because I'm starting
Excellent.
to, because after talking about it, I'm actually seeing a theme in all my desserts. Cookie.
Yes. Okay. So I'm just reading the chat here as well.
Oh, no
Okay.
worries.
All right. Sylvie says, good morning. Mona says she'll eat any type of ice cream. So Quilty of Melissa says shaved ice is our go-to hot day treat. They sell it here. I don't know if I've ever had it. They sell it next time I go to the baseball game. I really have to try some of that because
Pam
yeah.
says rum and raisin.
Oh, that is fantastic. I have not remembered that. It's very, very common in Australia. I don't know that I've ever seen it here in the US. Um,
Is that an ice cream flavor?
yes.
Oh, yeah, I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Yeah, I think it must be in Australia. They probably sell it in New Zealand too. But yeah, it's a wonderful flavor, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'd totally forgotten about that because I haven't seen it in like 20 some years. But yeah, it has raisins, which that's what you call it. Yeah, I'm thinking we call it sultanas in Australia. And then yeah, it has like a slight rum taste. It's not alcoholic. At least I don't think it is. They served it to us as kids, so I'm assuming it's not. Uh, but yeah, very yeah, I'd totally forgotten about that. Actually, I think I'm going to go to the store now later and take a look again. I think Haagen-Dazs, the little pints you can buy, I think they might have the rum and raisin in some locations.
Oh, crazy.
Don't quote me on that. I'm going to do some research when I remember, which will probably be 20 years from now. But yeah, there we go. Kathleen Champ says her mum used to eat rum raisin years ago. So yeah, it may be available in some places. If you yeah, if you ever see it, give it a try. It's a really, really good ice cream flavor. So see, this is why I ask questions because yeah, they bring up stuff I forget about, which is not hard. I walk into a room, forget why I'm in there. Okay, Mike says rum and raisin is very around in the USA. Okay, so everyone's sending good thoughts and prayers for the people in the Caribbean islands that are getting sucked by whichever storm that is. I forget which one it is.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nasty season to be honest, but we won't go into that because we want us to try and stay positive.
Yes.
Okay,
Happy place.
Shalix. All right, I love answering this question, and it's from Slick Stitches. She says, "When you were little, did you ever think you'd be quilting and sewing?" I'll let you answer that one first, Donnell.
Um, Actually, I kind of started, my mom started teaching me when I was like a preteen,
Okay.
of sewing and crocheting, painting, all the artsy stuff and everything. So yeah, I always knew I loved it, but then I kind of went into like the whole like paint by numbers for like the longest time. And then back in 2018, when my grandmother passed away, then I had time went into I decided to make my mom a quilt for like a little memory quilt. And and that just opened that door right back up because my grandmother
Nice.
was a quilter, so it's like a way of like incorporate like going about with her memory.
That's awesome, and it's good that you're able to continue that on.
Yeah,
My parents,
my grandmother was the only quilter in the family, so
yeah, the only quilter in my family was one of my aunts, and she made like one of the only quilt I ever saw her make because she lives in Sydney. Was a bubble or a puff quilt for my sister when she was born. But to answer the question for me is no, I did not think I was going to become a sewer or quilter when I was young. I did have to take home ec in seventh and eighth grade, and like most young boys, hated every minute of it. And if my home ec teacher ever saw that I was quilting and sewing now and had a YouTube channel, I think the poor woman would probably have a heart attack and die. So it's probably best that she doesn't know. But yeah, it's really, yeah, I think it's fascinating. Like what you think you got to do when you're a kid versus, as an adult, it's totally different. And yeah, my parents were really big about getting us to try art and different crafts, different arts, and that sort of thing. There, they sent us to some lessons, and we had a lot of fun doing that. My brother was a very talented drawer and painter. I don't know what my talent was back in the day. I think it was more photography, if anything. I had to think about anything else like that. So. Okay, Kathleen says you mentioned ice cream. That's a great thing to wake up to. Yum, coffee. Yeah, you should never come to my lives hungry because we always end up talking about food because we all love food. We like to keep things positive here, and food is always a good thing. So
So you're the reason why I always want to eat after my live stream.
yeah, probably guilty as charged. Uh, Okay, so Joydy was asking if there's any other channels coming on later. The answer to that, I don't know. It looks like Janice will be on at 6:30, and that's going to be Eastern, because she's in North Carolina next week down from me, so I know which time zone she's in. I'm not sure if anyone else is live that I know about.
I boo booed.
Actually, we can
I
go
forgot to
to.
flip it before I saw it.
That's fine. I went ahead and put the live schedule in. This is like the weekly one that is normal. I don't know if it's going to be the same today because today is a holiday in the US, but that might give you an idea. I'm not sure. Like Courtney might be going later on, but then again, she might be spending time with family. Yeah, I don't know. I really haven't. I really haven't
Yeah,
looked.
I
I looked.
honestly have no idea who's going to be live today.
Yeah, I checked to see, make sure like Donna or Becca or the other
Okay,
ones that
so I
I'm
do not.
close.
Okay, I take that back. Mama Debbie is going live tonight at 8 p.m. That one
Okay.
I do know because I just haven't remembered she was talking about it in the Quilt Pack group last night. So she'll
Oh,
be live at
excellent.
8 p.m. tonight. Other than that, I just had no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're in the chat and you have a live today, throw it in real quick because this is your opportunity to get an audience. Um, okay. Let's see. Pam says Haagen-Dazs and Graeter's makes rum and raisin available in the US. People in New York City gets Graeter's shipped in. Okay. I could have sworn I've seen it in the store. I'm really got to go look now the next time I'm at Kroger and that sort of thing there. Okay, Kathleen says, "Well, Brekkie is the babe of the show, right?" Yeah, I told you, like, you come watch me get the day kicked off, you know. So there we go. Lisa says, "Let's all go live." Absolutely. I mean, if you want to go live today, go live and throw some notifications up there, um, and that sort of thing. There, breakfast with Tiffany, is what Jean's saying. I'd love to get Tiffany on, at some point. It's just hard with her and, her school. She's 3 hours behind us right now, so it'd be a very, very early start for her. And with her, health issues and that as well, it's kind of hard to coordinate with her. But at some point, I would love to get together with Tiffany and have a live. Maybe we'll do an evening live with her one day. We'll have to see how things
That would
go.
be so much fun.
Oh, she's a wonderful person. I love, I interacted with her a little bit at QuiltCon, and then we also did the Quilt Trunk show with her last year. Yeah, I'd love to spend an hour, hour and a half with her on a live. And yeah, one of these days we'll make it happen, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. All right, Laurie said my mom always told me I was too stupid to learn. That's sad. Never listen to people when they say you're too stupid to do something. If you want to do it, go out and do it. You know, it's hard when people tell you you can't. And my
Uh-oh, Mike, what are you doing?
Oh dear goodness, that'll be fun to watch. Mike says I'm going to go live later with shots of the tequila from the barbecue LL. Okay, yeah, go ahead and let us know what time that's going to be. That might be worth watching.
That would definitely be.
Ah,
I would
okay,
definitely be there to watch.
okay. Gina's saying she meant breakfast at Tiffany's is coming on today. Okay, so Tiffany from Tiffany's Quilting Life will be on later on this morning.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, she usually does, I believe,
I think
10.
it's 8. I was going to say I think it's 8 o'clock Arizona time. So at 11 at Eastern,
Okay.
I think.
I can't keep
Uh,
up. I usually just wait for the notification.
yeah, Schlick Stitches says she never thought that I'm sorry, I'm hoping it's a she. I'm gonna be so embarrassed if it's a gentleman. Um, Said they never thought they would have a channel. Me either. If you told me 5 years ago that I have a YouTube channel and I'd be doing lives every Saturday morning, would have told you you're insane. So,
Yeah, that
okay.
that is actually a female, so you're right. So her name is
Oh,
Hetty.
okay. All right. And you were right. Tiffany will be going live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Good job.
I keep track of it because of the fact that I'm usually working and when she goes to do her breakfast at Tiffany's, it's like right before my break.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm at work, so I usually don't get to see the morning live. So yeah, once we're finished here, you can go grab a coffee, you can go find a cannoli, whatever else you want. And yeah, you go hang out with Tiffany. She is a lot of fun. Her and Scott are always fun to hang out with. That'll be something
Don't
fun to
forget
do.
Thumper.
Oh, Thumper.
Yes, the kitty cat, her kitty cat.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
He always
Okay.
makes it, he always comes on and makes a debut.
Okay, so they're asking Schlick Stitches what time is your channel and day? Okay, she has not done a live yet. Do me a favor, send me an email to the guy who sews. I'm going to throw it here in the chat real quick. Not the guy who emails. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Go
I
ahead
don't
and
think your
shoot me.
coffee's working today, Sean.
No, it's not working. I need. Okay, so we'll talk about that in just a sec. Shoot me an email, Slick Stitches, if you would please, and give me your channel link and all that good stuff there, so that way I can go ahead and add it into the Nightbot as well for our um next little event. Okay, so coffee. I don't know if people know this, but if you want the biggest caffeine kick out of your coffee, you actually need to get light roast, not dark, because as you continue to roast it, it actually cooks the caffeine out of it. So you either get bold flavor or bold caffeine kick. So there is your little tip for
And Lisa, I have no idea what that is.
break. What's that? Yeah, no, I usually don't know what those are either. Because as soon as I wander away from my desk for 5 minutes, huge catastrophes happen.
Yeah, for me, my break from work is time to go let the dogs out, refill my coffee, go potty, and then get right back to it. 'Cause I only get a 10-minute one.
Yeah. Yeah, my job is so it's kind of like I had to say specialized because I do Canada service rather than the US. So like I'm one of the few that know how to deal with Canadian issues. So I can't really wander off too far because no one else knows what to do. Okay. Let's see. Mike says I love
Hi, so
caffeine
with the
tips.
bee.
Oh, okay. It's good. Thanks for hanging out with us for a while, Deb. It's really good. She said she had to wander off. Okay, let's see. It's really nice to catch you live, Sean. Great way to start the morning. Well, thank you, Kathleen. It was good to see you as well. Joy, who says she needs to do a live with Mike. Those two together will be funny. I think, yeah, I would
Oh my
definitely,
gosh, yes.
yeah. Lord have mercy, Joy, he would break the internet. Yeah, that would. Well, apparently he's going live from the barbecue tonight with tequila. You should join. That would be that would be interesting. We would have it we're at the time of my life. So here we go. All right. Whoever says can't is a four-letter word. We don't say it in my house. Yep, that's a good way to be. Like I really do believe in that.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm just making sure I don't skip anything. If I've missed your question, go ahead and tag me and ask again because it's not I don't ignore people deliberately. I just sometimes miss stuff. Because trying to sew, talk, read the chat all at the same time is a little difficult for me. So especially when my coffee hasn't kicked in properly. Okay. Okay, what is my email? It is the guy who sews at gmail.com. I'm going to throw it back in the chat there for you. Yeah, because unless you're a moderator, you can't post a link in the chat. Unfortunately, YouTube won't allow you to do it. So that's why I was like, you can just email it to me real quick. Actually, I might be able to do it from here. Hold us. Get rid of channel. Oops, hang on, I
Yeah,
broke
it should
it.
be where you just click on the little
Yeah, I
three dots
did.
beside of our
Okay,
name.
yeah, I got it. I've got it. Okay, let me go to my wonderful Nightbot. I get so easily distracted.
That's why we all got squirrels.
Yeah, and that's why I bring a guest on too, because you can entertain them while I do this. Like SCH. Do you know her first name?
Hedy, Hedy.
Might do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and try that. Hedy. And that should give you the link to Schlick Stitches channel, I hope. There it is. Okay, it took a second to kick in. All right.
Yep.
Thank you for that. So yeah, you don't have to worry about email me now because I remembered I was able to do it that way. Perfect. Okay, so now we're in business. Okay, what else was I going to ask you? Let's see.
I have no idea.
Okay, favorite summertime memory. I was going to ask questions about some. These are actually
Ah,
questions I was going to ask Russ last week, but then we got distracted on our little quiz and we didn't quite make it. So,
so my favorite summertime memory would probably have to be when I was little, playing outside with all the other kids and everything and all of like just running through the open fields and playing like kickball, dodgeball, tag, all those fun childhood games that you really don't see a whole lot of kids play anymore.
actually, on our street, the kids all play out in the street. Like they're always at, it's kind of like when we were kids, like back in the 80s and that sort of thing there where we all played outside. And it's really nice to see where they go out and, straight a football or whatever else. They will ride around their bikes. Because we live like on a little street. And so they can do
Yeah,
that
it's like
fairly
my
safe.
favorite was always like just being outside all day long, carefree, hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, my parents never
Like,
knew where I was.
yeah, as long as we came in check-in every few hours, my mom didn't care. And I
Our
lived in a
rule,
trailer park. I lived in a trailer park, so it's like a whole group of us kids would hang out in the field right beside the trailer park. So it's like everybody's parents knew right where we were.
oh yeah, we'd wander off up into the hills or the other side of town. Like our rule was
Right.
always you had to be home before the street lights turned on. So,
Definitely
but yeah,
the
if it was
fun and
like,
life before cell phones.
yeah, like, or if it was really, really hot, we'd be down at the local pool because we had a city Olympic-sized swimming pool with diving boards and all that fun stuff.
Let's
And
see, I grew up in Tennessee, so when it was really hot, we would be down by the creek or the lake.
yeah, well, we had that too, but usually if it was hot, the creek had about this much water in it, so you weren't going for a very good swim in that.
But then we also had to watch out for like the copperheads and stuff too, because I mean it was Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, we had
Copperheads, cottonmouths.
Yeah, really, and we had to watch out for was the red-bellied black snake. But you'd see those things swimming down the river, so like you'd see it well before um, anything bad. Okay, so Heidi is asking, what is my favorite go-to block and why? This is a question for me as well as Donnell. I did see that earlier and then probably forgot to answer it. I'll let you go first, Donnell. Do you have a go-to block?
Um, I'd probably have to say has square triangles because you can do so many different things for that.
That's a very good answer. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, for me, and this is always a difficult question. This was actually one of the questions that was in Sewing with Wayne's little tagging thing that everybody has done, which was so fun to see how many different content creators jumped on board with that.
Yes.
I've been tagged like 3 or 4 times now, and somebody, and it may have been you, started adding questions to the mix. Because when I got it, I was on the original video. There was 5 questions, and now it's up to like 15 or
I think it
16.
was Lisa that started the whole thing of adding a question and tagging three people.
I think that was a good I think it was a good idea. So yeah, I think like Holly from Holly Schmidt or Dandelion Stitches, I forget what the channel name's called these days, tagged me again and said, tag me. And I'm like, well, I've already been tagged once or 3 or 4 times, but
Lwayne
I
got tagged.
he did. Yeah, I thought that was fun. Like it was so fun to see just how widespread that went. But
Yeah.
now there's 15 questions. I think I might go back at some point when I have 20 minutes to myself and
Okay,
answer
but
the
your favorite
questions.
block.
Favorite block. Okay, well, that was on the original set. I tell you, I'm always getting distracted. It's hard because I work with tiny things. Um, but if
You
I
work with
have to
tiny
do it,
things, you work with pre-cuts.
actually, yeah, I mean the pre-cut. Yeah, the only time I really work with pre-cuts is with cotton cuts. If I had to
Yep.
pick a go-to block that I would do for something I'm thinking if I do something in a hurry, and this is how I answered it on my short, is a 6.5 inch square patchwork block. Super simple. Because if I want to together a quilt in a hurry, I just throw those together. That's what I did for Simon for his quilt last year because I actually had a different quilt in mind for him, and then I realized his favorite colors were purple, blue, and black. And so
Oh, good colors.
it turned out to be a beautiful quilt. And you'll have to go back and I forget which episode it is, but if you look at the thumbnails, you'll see it. And it turned out to be a beautiful quilt. And it was actually very interesting because the quilt that I actually had assigned, like I had intended for Simon, ended up going to Lorenzo. So There we go. Yes, I think I'd have to say just a simple 6.5 inch patchwork square, just because that's what I would go to if I needed something in a real hurry. But half square triangles is a wonderful answer. I think that would probably be my second one.
Yeah, I like high square triangles because you can make so much stuff with half squares.
Oh, you can. Yeah, very much so.
It's like I seen that everybody else, a lot of other people were picking like all these other different types of like multiple different types of piecing blocks. I'm like, I'm just simple.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because I mean,
it's
you can make stars, you can make, I mean, anything and everything.
oh for sure, absolutely. I mean, it's just yeah, that was probably the hardest question of the five that I had to answer because I was just like, I don't really do the same thing twice. I'm one of those folks that likes to do something once and move on to the next thing. So it's not, I don't do a lot of going back and doing the same thing over and over again. I love to sample blocks because I'm not, I don't know. So yeah, if I had to really talk about it, I think that's going to be my answer. Okay, I think it's Linda, Irish Sail Lady One says,
Yep,
good
that's Linda.
morning. Okay, I'm hopeless with names, really am, but I'm actually do pretty well here for some reason. Okay, she says, good morning, got to sleep in, was so after coffee. Taking this week off has me spoiled, and I don't want to go back to work, but I must. Oh, well, me too. I only have today off.
Same
But
here. I gotta go back at it tomorrow morning.
yeah, I don't want to go back either. But the dogs like to eat, and the mortgage company wants their payment every month. So here we go.
I paid off mine.
Oh, very good. I'll get there one day. So
Yeah. But when I inherited the house and everything, I only had a few payments. I only had like 7 or 8 years left of it. So
well, there you go. Oh,
still seemed like forever.
okay. Georgie's asking what type of batting are you using and what type of elastic?
So I
That's
am
good.
not using any batting in these because they are scrunchy keychains. So this right here.
Okay.
And the elastic I think it's a 1/2 inch. Let me look and see. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch wide elastic.
Oh, okay.
And I buy it by the large roll off of Amazon.
hmm
So
I think I have some of that here from when we made face masks, but I might have 1/4 inch. I don't remember.
yeah, I actually used it. I initially got that whenever I was making the face mask and everything. And I was using a 1/4 inch then.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
just
I
a
changed over to when I started doing scrunchies and headbands, I changed over to the 1/2 inch because it's thicker and would hold up more.
excellent. Okay, good afternoon, Giovanna. It's good to see you. She's one of my friends from Italy.
Giovanna!
Yes, Giovanna. Okay, let's see.
And of course, I forgot to put the little thingy onto the other end of my elastic.
Oops. We'll see. You're too distracted
So
hanging
I'm
out.
digging again.
You'll learn eventually. One
Yeah,
hopes.
whenever I'm not sitting here talking about something and explaining something at the same time I'm doing it.
All right, let's see. Okay. Giovanna says she loves scrappy mini pieces. Okay, we've talked about that. Okay. Yes, Giovanna's my friend from Italy. Yes, we've got people from all over the place.
And
Good God.
she does definitely love her mini pieces
Yes.
because she's part of the in Quilt Fet group.
Right.
So, and she has sent me some quilt blocks to do for the charity quilts that we done, and oh my gosh, it's like they were gorgeous blocks, but it was like something I would never be able to personally do myself.
I know it's so fun to see what different skill sets we all have.
Yes.
Okay, Teresa's asking you, what is the scrunchie for? You're doing those for a customer order, right? Is that correct, or is it for a
Yes, I'm
charity?
making these for a customer order. Um, and if that person wants to give out who she is, then she can.
Right.
Um, but but I am doing these for a customer order because it's going to be Christmas gifts that she's going to be giving out. And the scrunchy things are like, so I'll put hardware up here and it'll be a scrunchy keychain that you can then turn put around your wrist, put your house key on there if you want to go for a walk, or just have your actual normal keys on there. That way you don't have to put it into a purse or your pockets or hold them and everything. It's right there and nice and safe and secure around your wrist.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. I don't like having things on my wrist. Otherwise, I think I'd have to make some for myself, to be honest. Joy, he was asking you, do you get the little clasp and stuff on Amazon or somewhere else?
I get all my hardware and stuff off of Amazon and I buy it in
It's
bulk
usually,
because it's just cheaper for me that way.
yes, so if you want um, more than like three or four, it's usually just better to buy it in bulk because I found that as well. So I,
Yeah,
I figured that was your answer, but yeah, it was a great question there from Joyce. Okay, Heidi is. I need to hire Heidi as my question writer. It looks like her and my friend Donna from Dragonflies for Donna is really good at questions as well. I haven't seen her this morning. She must be out having breakfast or something. She says, "Here's a random question for both. If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?"
I would probably have to say a cat because they're an amazing jumper. They're amazing at balance and they get spoiled rotten in my house.
That's a good answer. And I've always this one is tough for me because I'd love to be a dog because my dogs are spoiled rotten. But then it's kind of a double-edged sword because what happens if you get a crappy owner?
That is very true. And that's going to be the same with like any animal though. But I've
Yeah,
always
I
said
know.
if reincarnation was if it's real, then I would want to come back as a cat.
Yeah, I know. I think if I had to
A
think
house
about it, I
cat.
think maybe a bird, like some sort of like bird high up on the food chain, like a hawk or an eagle or something like that, so I'm not getting hunted down.
Oh,
Um,
speaking of birds, guess what?
what's Quasar up to?
Oh no, not quasar. I have a family of birds that made a nest and the eggs hatched in my little dwarf tree in my front yard.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, yesterday the baby birds kept falling out and we couldn't figure out why. And so my husband went out there to go look and see, and turned out somehow or another their nest got turned sideways, cocked sideways a little bit, and they were not able to stand there. There's two little babies. So he put them back and fixed the nest and everything. Mommy and daddy somehow or another did not want to kill him.
That's good. Okay, so all right.
Yeah, but Mike, birds can be able to fly, but cats can jump massively and climb trees.
Well, Amy C also says that cats have nine lives and rule the world. So,
Yeah, see,
um,
and I'm clumsy, so cats are very graceful and athletic and amazing, and it would be nice to be able to walk without falling all the time.
yeah. See, this is a fun question. I've been asked this before. I think we talked about this in the office one day, and it's always interesting to hear people's answers because we all have different answers and all different reasons behind it. So, um, yeah, it's always fun to hear that. Okay, so we talked about the nine lives with the cat. Kathleen says a dolphin. I love this one here. Dolphin, she says they're
Ooh,
kind and smart, maybe better than humans, LOL, and swimming like there's no care in the world. Yeah, I mean, as long as you can outrun the great white, not the great white shark, what's that killer whale, whatever it is, I think you'd be all right. So yeah, maybe the dolphin is the way to go. Okay, so oh, 30% off for teachers at Joanne's. Okay, we might have to make use of that. I'm not a teacher, but my wife is. Okay, think of a long living animal, please. Turtle. So that's always another option. Okay, so all right, Sheila, my friend Sheila, I see you've been having a lot of fun down there in Austin, Texas. She's been hanging out with my friend Crystal from Crystal Heart. She is asking, what is our favorite breakfast food?
That's a hard one.
I know, right?
I would have to say omelets.
I do make a mean omelet.
My husband makes like essentially like a kitchen sink omelet.
Yeah.
Has ham, sausage, hash browns, green peppers, well, any type of the sweet peppers, onions, mushrooms, cheese, all
All
in
right.
it. And it is so good.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so bacon is what Mike says. That is a good answer. I love that answer. And I did want to say good morning to Kim. It's good to see Miss Kim Burris. It's always good to see her. I haven't seen her in one of
Good
my
morning,
lives.
beautiful.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in one of my lives in a while. Maybe she sleeps in. Or maybe I just missed it too. She did want to say, she did say back up here as well, and I want to go back to it. She says, "Happy 4th of July, everyone. Remember to thank a veteran. They are the reason we got to do what we do." And that's so true. So if you do see a veteran, I'll have to remember to thank my father-in-law for his service when he gets here later on as well. So anyway, favorite breakfast food. So when you come here, you really do see my brain as it works on a regular day. Um, for me, I think it's one of those breakfast, what are they called there in a flour tortilla burrito.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A Chick-fil-A makes a really good burrito, like with that has like the chicken, the scrambled eggs, cut up hash browns, and that sort of thing there. And then Wawa, which is a gourmet deli that just happens to sell gasoline here in this area of the country, also makes a really good breakfast burrito, and they tend to keep you full for quite a while. They're really good travel foods. So
And if you guys hear a cat squalling, it's my cat outside of my sewing room door. She's upset because I'm not out there with her.
nice. Okay, so Melissa she's definitely given us the most Hawaiian answer ever here. Spam, eggs, and
Ugh.
rice.
No
Hey,
offense.
when you're in
No offense,
Hawaii,
Melissa, but
that's
I don't care for spam.
I know, but it's a Hawaiian staple. As I said, if you want a Hawaiian answer for breakfast food, there it is. I'm sure Lisa's.
For me, if we're going to be talking Hawaiian, it's like, okay, chicken and pineapple.
I was going to say we're probably going to offend a bunch of people right now by saying, okay, pineapple on pizza. I know Lorenzo was absolutely
I
horrified,
absolutely love pineapple on pizza.
and that's why you're my friend.
Yes. And if you don't like it, sorry for your luck, more for
That's
me.
fine. We'll get you another pizza. You have yours, and we'll have ours. It's fine.
Yeah,
So,
my oldest son used to never like it. I converted him.
yep.
He now loves
Well,
pineapple on pizza.
Well, it was funny, like when we worked at Chick-fil-A, one time we decided to, order pizzas, for the crew. And, we're talking, about which ones we want. And, people saying, you want pepperoni, you want sausage. And my little Nigerian buddy and I said, okay, we want ham and pineapple. And everyone's like, "Ugh, yeah, I'm like, okay, well, then you eat your pepperoni and your sausage and your cheese pizza. And, Emmanuel and I will have our Hawaiian pizza." So the pizzas show up, and about 5 minutes later, we go up to get our pizza, and it's missing because all of a sudden everybody wanted it. Oh, I was not, I was not a happy camper. Um,
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
okay, so we will probably wrap this up in just a few moments. So we got to answer a couple more questions real quick. Kathleen, I do want to mention something that Kathleen brought up. She says pineapple and peach are fresh, not baked. Yum. Now, if you've never had, and I know Melissa's going to agree with me on this one here, pineapple fresh from the plant is absolutely amazing. If you ever have a chance to do that, where they cut it straight off the plant, eat it an hour or so later, is absolutely amazing. Okay, so Katie Cross says pineapple pizza is yummy, but I'm allergic to pineapple. I think my wife is the same way. She doesn't like pineapple, so it's not really a big deal, but it does give her tinglies and weird stuff on her lips. So yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. Andrea says we always order extra Hawaiian pizza just so I could have it for breakfast the next few days. When I was in Birmingham for work one time, I found this local pizza place, which is sadly out of business, sold a stuffed Hawaiian pizza. I bought one of those, and I'd eat it for
A
breakfast, lunch, and dinner
stuffed
for
Hawaiian
days.
pizza?
Yes, stuffed Hawaiian pizza. So it had a crust on the top, a crust on the bottom. Usually
So
the
like a
stuff,
calzone.
yeah, but it was like the full-size pizza, like a 14-inch pizza that was like a big. Oh, you don't have stuffed pizzas where you live?
We have like calzones that are like
Yeah, no, this is
this right here. They're
no,
like
it's
Hungry Howie's, but
yeah,
not like the 14-inch large size
yeah,
pizzas that are completely stuffed.
yeah. A lot of
Okay.
places here have stuffed pizzas, which is a full crust on the
Then
top,
again,
full crust on the.
I don't usually order a whole lot of pizza. If I do,
Oh,
it's like, okay, quick and easy, same order as always.
that's fun. Okay, yeah. So, okay. No, I didn't. Yeah, people ask me when I talk about cars. Like, no, no. This is actually a go look. Yeah, this is going to be a task for today. Is go look up a stuffed pizza. There's a lot of places here in Virginia that sell stuffed pizzas. It's usually a meat lovers or like a Supreme. But yeah, this place in Alabama sold Hawaiian one, and that's just like, and my accounts payable people love me because I'd spend $20 on this pizza and it'd last me 3 days. So I mean, I wasn't spending any money on per diem. So I, so I was saying it sounds like a pizza sandwich. Yeah, you'll have to go look it up.
Hey,
And take a
Jess.
okay. Oh, Jess is here. Good morning, Jess. It's good to see you. We'll have her on in a couple of weeks, I think. We've got her scheduled at some. I've got it all on my calendar, so I know. Yeah. Okay. Where are the questions that I was going to answer real quick?
I
Okay.
do not know.
Okay, so is there one food you will not eat? There's quite a few of those. And I'm about to offend all the Southern people. Grits, chicken and dumplings, anything spicy is probably the big three ones for me.
For me, anything spicy would be number one. Anchovies
Love me some
and
anchovies.
I really don't know about a third because I'm not that picky of an eater. And
Oh,
granted, I don't care for spam, but I'll eat it if it's made for dinner because my
yeah,
husband and son love spam.
it's awesome. Good morning to Miss So Terry. She says, I finally caught a live. It's good to see you. That's two in a row. Did you catch the live last night, or was it the maybe it was the replay. I can't remember. I did remember seeing your comment. Okay, there was a second question that I missed. I wanted to go back to. Okay, hang on. Michelle's growing a pineapple plant right now. She says she can't wait till it's big enough to grow that pineapple. Yeah, but when you get it cut, like we got it cut fresh from the plant when we were in Nicaragua, and the guys would go cut it off the plant. They'd take it straight to the kitchen and we'd be eating it like 30 minutes later. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
I miss it so much, So okay. Oh, my friend Andy is here from True Blue Quilts. That's good to see. Okay. Kathleen says
Hello,
no
hello.
grits. Okay. Okay, so Terry did catch the replay. She always tries to leave a comment, and I appreciate that. I always love it when people leave comments. It's always fun interacting with everybody.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Andy says to go in Hawaii in a couple of weeks. Looking forward to fresh pineapple and chocolate chip pancakes with coconut syrup. Well, that sounds amazing. Okay. Let's see. I know there was another question here I wanted to answer. Now, where is it? Oh, this is not
Don't you just
fun.
love it when things just all of a sudden just disappear?
Yeah, they disappear.
Like
Oh yeah, Sheila.
Alliats and free.
Okay, so Sheila says she had no idea that Wawa had breakfast burrito. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Next time you're in next to your local Wawa, go check them out. It's really, really good stuff. They used to put hash browns in them as well, but they stopped doing that
Sweetheart.
recently. Uh,
Sorry, guys. He's going a little crazy over
Flick
here.
Stitch just says she'd like to be a unicorn because she's unique. Can you go ahead and put your last question in that I didn't answer as well? Because I am just not seeing it. That would be great.
Giovanna is asking, what is spam?
It's processed meat in a can. It's probably banned in Italy. Oh, the travel question. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the question was, and I thought this would be interesting. If there was a method of travel that you have not used yet that you'd like to use, what would it be?
What was the question now?
If you're able to travel by some form of transportation that you have not used yet, what would it be that you'd like to use?
Chip.
Like a boat?
Yep.
You've never been on a boat?
I've been on like a small, like little fishing boat.
Okay.
but not like traveled in like a big boat, like a ship or anything like that across the ocean.
Okay. Very
Like
nice.
one thing I would love to do before I die is go on a cruise.
Cruises. I love going on a cruise. I haven't been on one in like 12 years. I think it's probably been that long, maybe longer.
Yeah, like
It's a
one of
lot
the
of,
things on my bucket list is to go on a quilting cruise.
oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I mean, I've been on pretty much every form of transportation that you can think of. I've been on airplanes. I've taken a helicopter ride once. I've been on a cruise ship. I've operated a train. I mean, the only form of transportation I haven't operated myself is an aircraft. I don't think anyone's silly enough to let me do that. But if I had to pick a form of transportation that I'd like to use that I haven't done so yet, it'd have to be supersonic travel because it's a long way across the Pacific Ocean. And if someone could get me on like a long range Concorde that can get me there in 5 or 6 hours rather than 16, sign me up.
Yeah, I've done trains, I've done like the Greyhound buses
Mm-hmm.
because I used to go to Shriners whenever I was little, so I had done both of those then.
Mm-hmm.
I've done airplanes, traveled it within per car and motorcycle.
Yeah, I rode a motorcycle once. I almost crashed the thing, and that was my first and last go on a motorcycle.
Yeah, my husband was teaching me how to drive a motorcycle myself. And I had some friends that got into a serious accident. So I decided I'd much rather just be a passenger. So I just sit as a passenger, look pretty while my husband drives the motorcycle now.
There you go. Yeah, no, I was probably about 13 or 14, and my mates had this little postie motorcycle, and it was a real small engine, and they're like, "Oh, give it a go, Sean." They didn't tell me how to they didn't tell me where the brake was. They didn't tell me where the gate anything was. They just said, "Here, get on and go." So I thought I was hitting the brakes and I was changing the gears, and thankfully I stole this silly thing because otherwise I would have ended up in the fence. So yeah, and I was like, they're like, "Do you want a second go?" And I'm like, "No." Okay, so Heidi says she'd like to do a hot air balloon ride more so than a cruise. Yeah, I haven't done that one yet. Um,
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I've not done a hot air balloon ride.
yeah, Giovanna says she broke her shoulder falling off a bike with my brother. Thankfully, I've never done that. I did get hit by a car once on my bike, and I'm very surprised I didn't break my collarbone or shoulder or anything else like that. But yeah, no, there you go. Okay, so. Zaza says Concord. I had a trip booked with my husband, but that's when they grounded him. Yeah, it'd be fun to travel on those, but they're like I've seen the pictures inside, and you'd be very, very cramped. But I guess you're only in it for 3 or 4 hours, so it'd be no different than going on a regional jet, I guess, just a heck of a lot faster. Okay, so I think with this, we'll go ahead and start saying farewell because it's getting close to 10 o'clock, and we all need to go over and visit Tiffany and say
Oh
hi,
my
right?
gosh.
I know, the time just raced away. So, I hope you all enjoyed today's little adventure. What do you have coming up on your channel? Anything fun, new that you want to
I
talk
have
about?
a big sale coming up on my channel this Saturday with a surprise guest. I'm not giving any clue of who it is, but
Okay.
it's a really good friend of mine. So they
I
are
think
going to be,
it's
huh?
not me. It's not
Nope,
me.
not you. No, I'm still trying to work you in. So, but
We'll talk about that off camera once we're done here.
yay. Okay, but I have a big sale. I'll be selling my products. I'll be selling some pre-cut scripts. I've already been working on it. So I got a bunch of like little mini charms in here and some
Nice.
5-inch squares that I've been working on cutting up this week and a bunch of my stuff that I make that I'll be selling, including my kittens.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Yes. So
Yes.
come hang out.
Def Definitely check that all out. The link to Donnell's channel is in the description if you're watching the replay, and if you're in the chat, I just threw the link in as well. So for me, I am not going to be live Saturday morning, um, so you can all sleep in. However, I am posting a video on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, the same time that I normally go live, so you'll be able to watch that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think you guys will all enjoy. Joy, it's been something I've been trying to work on for the last 3 or 4 months, and I finally got it all recorded, and I'm just about finished in editing it. So stay tuned for that. So Terry says that I have been posting videos on the sewing machines she restores. Take a stroll over if you like. If you haven't seen Terry's channel, she's a lot of fun as well. Let me go and grab her link real quick before we wander off.
Oh, and everybody stay tuned because this Saturday I'll be posting, I mean, this Sunday I'll be posting my video for my Christmas in July collab with Mona Did What and like 14 or 15 other content creators.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I think I was invited to that, but I was like, I have way too much going on my plate, and I have to say no to stuff, unfortunately. Okay,
Yeah, I haven't learned that
so
word yet.
uh you have to, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, Georgie says, I forget who is quilting cruises that supply machines. All you have to do is bring your project. It's done by a company. I forget who they call it, but if you go over to Stephanie Stitch's channel, she went on that cruise about a month ago. And you'd be able to get all the information from her. I'll throw her link in the chat real quick. That would be a lot of fun. It's not cheap, unfortunately, but they're doing a lot of work for you. And plus, you get to go on a nice vacation at the same time. So, I mean, by the time you do like your accommodations and meals and everything else, it's not stupidly priced. So there we go. So yeah, be careful today if you're in the States. Watch your pets. They don't like fireworks, so please keep them secure and safe. Great tip. We do that here.
Definitely.
We always let the dogs out right before sunset and just tell them, look, go do your business, and then we kind of tend to keep them inside after that as well. Heidi was saying that I hope I was okay with her with the random questions. Absolutely, I love that sort of thing there. So keep it coming. It's always fun
Yes.
to have. Wait, I love the interactive part of that, and I sometimes don't have all the best questions myself. So yeah, throw them in, and we'll definitely use them
Especially
as
early in the
well.
morning whenever sometimes it's hard to get the brain working right.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, throw the if you ever have if anyone has questions I want to ask, throw it in the chat. We'll put as many of them in as we physically can. So there we go. All right. Meredith says, I enjoyed your live today. Great questions and answers. Happy 4th. Stay safe. So I think with that, we'll say good morning, and we hope you all have a great day. Keep an eye out. I'll have a video out tomorrow. We'll have another one on Saturday morning, and I'll have my podcast on Sunday, and then we'll go from there. So happy 4th. I hope you all have a great day,
Bye.
and we will see you all later on. Go over and say hi to Tiffany for me in a little bit. Okay, happy sewing.